Because I said this phrase to Dan, and she said, hey, that's one that we were talking about down in Nova Scotia. And this is feel, don't think. Right? Sometimes we do too much thinking. And have you ever heard the phrase stinking thinking? We just overthink things, overanalyze things. Sometimes you're up on the horse and you've been given 100 different little keywords, buzzwords, on how to sit your posture on the horse so that it gives the horse the best information. And you're trying to do that checklist every single time you're there. Well, it's good when you're first learning because you have to learn these points, these key points and everything. After a while, they should become second nature to you. Because you should never be on the horse and not be in that posture. It's like if people have had a bad back and they go to physio or something and they learn to correct their back posture and sit straight, you'll find that when you speak to them, if they start sitting in slouch positions, it hurts their back because they've learned what good posture is. And good posture is actually easier and less painful on your back. So it's like that with your riding. Once you have learned the proper techniques, then if you don't do them right, it hurts you and it hurts the message to your horse. So what you need to do is you need to learn the proper techniques. And while you're learning them, one of the aspects that you're learning is sensory, kinesthetic sense, that's the feeling sense. So you're learning how it feels. So what you're trying to do is draw awareness while you're learning. Like, how does that feel on your butt? How are your arms feeling? Are they tight? Are your hands gripping the reins like with white knuckles in a death grip? What are your legs doing? Are they way out here? The horse has no idea where they are. Or are they in here? Or are you straight-legged and almost standing up? Like, where are your body parts? And how do those body parts feel? And when you start recognizing that, then you will start sort of becoming engaged. You and the horse become one at that point. And you can start feeling the horse. Like you feel the horse's muscles basically under you, rippling with them. And then when you go and you watch, say, a movie of somebody and there's a horse running through the fields, you could probably think, you probably have more of a sense than I would of if you were sitting on that horse, what would it feel like? Because you've been engaged in that. I can only imagine when I'm looking at that movie, wonder what that really would feel like because I really think it looks cool and I'd love to do that. But I don't know what that feel is, but you do. But I know what the feel is if I'm in the swimming pool and I'm swimming each time because that's sort of a second nature to me because I was a swimmer and swam provincially and nationally, whatever. So I know that feel. I don't have to think about, okay, feel this, feel that. Because when I try that, I become too stiff. I know what the feel of the water should be when I'm doing things right. And that's how I do a lot of my training is by feel more than, okay, is my hand supposed to be here or there, where? I go, I want to feel the water pressure on my hand. So I have to put my hand so I can feel the pressure. If I feel the pressure, I have it in the right spot. I don't have to worry it's 2 inches under the surface or 2 inches to the right of my shoulder. I know where that feel is. I know where that feel is in golf when I'm swinging the club and trying to hit the ball. And if I hit a bad shot that goes way over there, then I can tell. Okay? You know the feeling of a good shot. And it's like, wow, I'd like to have that every single time. Okay? But that's what we have to start thinking about. And an interesting thing that I was reading about, and I read it years ago, and I came back to it, and it's a good reminder to me too, is we all have a self one and a self two. Okay? Your self one wants to tell you every step of everything to do, okay? So it wants to tell you, okay, get up on the horse, you're on the horse, make sure your arms are 90 degrees, and your hands are at this angle, and you're gripping the reins this way, and your legs are this, and your knees are bent a certain degree, and your calves are in here, and your butt's like here, and your torso is bent at a certain angle, and it's giving you all those specifics, and it's telling you all this. But your body, you've been riding a long time, and you know how to do it already, and you know what the feel is. So your body actually has what we call a self-2, and it knows how to do that stuff already if you stand out of the way. So if you don't fill your mind with a bunch of clutter over here and just focus on the feeling, you know, am I feeling the rhythm? Am I feeling the rhythm of the horse? Is my horse ready to jump? If your horse isn't ready to jump, then you did something wrong to get to that spot. Rather than saying, okay, how many steps did he take? And da, da, da. It's like you and your horse become so together that you can feel when they're ready to jump. You feel when they land, are they ready to turn? Did you feel, did I give them enough information? Did I give them enough leeway to do the motions that they had to do? Okay? But if you're so worried about, okay, when he lands, I count to 2, and then I do this, or I do that, and oh no, what did she say? Which one do I do first? And all of a sudden you're all screwed up in your head, and the horse has no clue what you want him to do, and now there's another jump right in front of him. And he doesn't know to go over, to stop, or whatever. And you see them half stop, or you see them half stop and try to go over and knock the rails and whatever. Because we're starting to get in our head rather than just stay with the feel. Does that make sense for you? So what we want you to try to do is in your rides, start to get more of a sense of how things are feeling. Okay? And try to react by the feeling. So if something goes wrong in a jump, when you're talking to your coach, you can say, look, I felt this. Like I felt that I was off stride. I felt like I was leaning this way or I wasn't in the right position. And if you start saying, I felt, then that's something that the coach can say, you're definitely right. I did see that. I saw the lean. I saw this. I saw the horse not respond well to you. Because you're not saying, was I not at 92-degree angle? Was I not at 60-degree angle? Like you're not so technical that you can't think anymore. And that's what happens sometimes. People get so much in their head that they can't have a feel for the flow of your sport. And all the sports flow. And if you talk to some of the best athletes, when they're finished their competition, they'll say, that felt so good. You know, that's usually what they say is, that felt so good. They didn't say, oh, I jumped back so great. It's always, that felt so good. That ride felt exciting.